Bad Bunny, born Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio on March 10, 1994 in Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, is a name now synonymous with success, creativity, and cultural impact. The journey of how this humble artist from a small town became one of the most influential global music icons of the 21st century is nothing short of extraordinary. However, this journey wasn't paved with luxury or ease. Bad Bunny's rise to fame was shaped by struggle, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to staying true to himself. His story began in a place that few believed could produce the talent that would eventually change the music industry. Growing up in Vega Baja, Bad Bunny was immersed in the rich musical and cultural heritage of Puerto Rico. His family, while not wealthy in terms of material possessions, was rich in love, pride, and values that would shape Benito into the person he would become. His father, a truck driver, and his mother, who worked in a small business, taught him the importance of hard work, humility, and dedication. These early lessons in perseverance would prove crucial when Benito faced the obstacles that came with pursuing his dreams of music. Though his parents didn't have the resources to provide for him in the way that other children in more affluent areas might have, they offered him something far more valuable: a deep understanding of the power of culture and music. For Benito, music wasn't just entertainment. It was a way of communicating emotions, stories, and dreams. It was through the rhythms of reggaeton, salsa, and bachata that Benito would come to understand his place in the world. His musical journey wasn't just about the sound. It was about finding his voice in a society that often tried to silence the people from communities like his. From a young age, Benito was always drawn to music. While many of his peers were interested in sports like baseball or basketball, Benito found himself captivated by the rhythms of Puerto Rican music. His earliest influences came from the sounds that filled his home in the streets of Vega Baja. Reggaeton, hip-hop, salsa, and the soul-stirring sounds of Puerto Rican folk music formed the foundation of his unique musical identity. His parents, particularly his mother, had a profound impact on his musical development. While his father had an affinity for salsa, his mother exposed him to a variety of genres. Encouraging his passion for music, as he grew older, Bad Bunny began experimenting with his sound, blending the rhythms of reggaeton with trap beats and the lyrics of the streets, which would eventually lead to the creation of his unique style. This fusion of genres and influences is what would set Bad Bunny apart from other artists in the genre and catapult him into superstardom. As Benito reached his teenage years, he began to develop a deeper connection with music. It wasn't long before he started creating his own music, experimenting with the sounds that had been so influential to him growing up. But what truly set him apart was his understanding that music could be more than just a form of entertainment. It could be a tool for self-expression and social change. While many of his contemporaries followed established norms in the music industry, Bad Bunny knew that he needed to pave his own path. It was around this time that he adopted the name Bad Bunny, a nickname inspired by his childhood love for wrestling and his favorite wrestler, the Bad Bunny persona in the world of wrestling. This persona was rebellious, bold, and unapologetic, qualities that would come to define Bad Bunny's music and image. But he wasn't just drawing from the world of wrestling. He was crafting a persona that mirrored the defiance he felt in his own life, a life shaped by the desire to break free from the limitations imposed by his small-town upbringing. Bad Bunny's breakthrough came in 2016 with the release of his track, Soy Pure. This song wasn't just another reggaeton hit. It was a manifestation of Bad Bunny's vision for his music. It was raw, vulnerable, and unfiltered, a reflection of the struggles he faced and the defiance he felt towards societal expectations. The song's massive success on platforms like SoundCloud marked the beginning of what would become a global musical movement. Bad Bunny wasn't just creating music, he was shaping a cultural revolution. By this point, Bad Bunny had already captured the attention of millions, but his rise was just beginning. His collaboration with some of the biggest names in Latin music, such as J Balvin, Cardi B, and Don Omar, helped solidify his place in the industry. However, it wasn't just his collaborations that made him stand out. It was his ability to challenge the norms of the music industry and defy the expectations placed on Latin music and its artists. In 2018, Bad Bunny released his debut album X100 PRE. This album was a reflection of his growth as an artist, a fusion of reggaeton, Latin trap, and pop that had never been done before. It wasn't just a collection of songs, it was a statement of intent. Bad Bunny was no longer just a reggaeton artist. He was a genre-defying force in the music industry. With hits like Mia, featuring Drake and Vete, Bad Bunny quickly became a household name. But more than the chart-topping singles, it was the authenticity and boldness of the album that caught the attention of millions. Bad Bunny wasn't just making music for the radio, he was making music that spoke to the soul. But even with all his success, Bad Bunny remained true to his roots. His music reflected his Puerto Rican heritage, and he used his platform to elevate the voices of other Puerto Rican artists. He wasn't content with simply making music. He wanted to change the narrative around Latin music, especially reggaeton and Latin trap. He wanted to show the world that Latin culture could be as global and influential as any other genre. As his success continued to grow, Bad Bunny didn't shy away from using his voice to advocate for social justice, LGBTQ+ rights, and political change in Puerto Rico. His activism became just as important as his music, and he used his fame to raise awareness for causes that matter to him. Bad Bunny was more than just an artist. He was a leader, an advocate, and a force for change. By 2020, Bad Bunny was no longer just a Latin music sensation. He was a global icon. His album YHLQMDLG, released in February 2020, was a massive success. It wasn't just about the commercial success, it was about the cultural impact of his work. Songs like Vete and La Canción became anthems for fans around the world, resonating with millions who saw themselves in Bad Bunny's raw, unapologetic lyrics. His music was about more than just beats. It was about telling the truth, even when it was uncomfortable. But it wasn't just the music that connected with fans. It was the vulnerability, the honesty, and the sense of liberation that came with every song. Bad Bunny's music became a symbol of empowerment for a generation that was tired of being silenced. His authenticity and willingness to address taboo subjects like mental health, politics, and identity gave his fans a platform to express themselves too. He wasn't just writing songs, he was starting a global conversation. In 2020, Bad Bunny released his third album, El Último Tour del Mundo, which made history by debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200, marking the first all-Spanish language album to ever achieve that feat. This moment wasn't just a personal victory for Bad Bunny, it was a triumph for Latin culture. It was proof that Latin artists, and specifically Latin trap, could no longer be ignored in the global music landscape. Bad Bunny had shattered the glass ceiling and opened the door for other Latin artists to follow in his footsteps. But even as Bad Bunny's fame reached new heights, he continued to use his platform for good. Whether it was donating money to support his community in Puerto Rico, or speaking out on issues like Puerto Rican independence and political corruption, Bad Bunny remained steadfast in his commitment to his roots and his people. He wasn't just a musician. He was a hero for many who saw in him a reflection of their own struggles, dreams, and aspirations. Bad Bunny's journey from Vega Baja to global superstardom is a testament to the power of perseverance, authenticity, and staying true to one's roots. His rise is proof that anything is possible when you refuse to let society dictate who you should be. From his early days in Puerto Rico to his rise as a global force in music, Bad Bunny has proven time and again that he is more than just an artist. He is a revolutionary. His music, his activism, and his willingness to break barriers have made him an icon. Bad Bunny is here to stay, and the world will never be the same. His legacy will live on for generations, inspiring those who dare to be themselves and challenge the status quo. With every song he releases and every cause he supports, Bad Bunny continues to show us that greatness isn't about fitting in. It's about standing out, being unapologetically you, and leaving a lasting impact on the world.